I listen to the Black Guy Who Tips podcast because Rod and Karen are hot.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live on a Saturday right after the afternoon, ready to do some podcasting. And find us everywhere you get podcasts. Search the Black Guy Who Tips. Leave us 5-star reviews. We'll come up. The official weapon of the show is
the folding chair.
And the unofficial sport.
Bullet ball.
And bullet ball extreme. Today's podcast is for the people who left us comments and, voted in the polls and, wrote emails, all that stuff. Because we are just responding to you, letting you know how we feel about what you had to say, about the things that we had to say. And it's a whole meta thing, and we love it, and we do it because you guys make it so fun to do and so special. And we don't take it for granted because there's so many other podcasts that literally could not do this. There's just not enough people that write in and care to do it.
They looking for it. It ain't even out there.
Right. You guys are out here, and we feel like, we got to do our thing and respond to you. The only thing we ask on this show, let's just keep it quality. Let's keep it respectful. And let's, engage in good faith. And we can go from there. You violate those rules, then it's much harder to do the show. Of course, you guys can leave us 5-star reviews, and we read them on the air as long as they're nice. And you can also give money to the show. You can just go to theblackouttips.com, look on the right-hand side, and decide to donate to the show in whatever denomination you choose.
Turn it sideways if you're on your phone.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, turn it sideways. But when people do that, we like to give them a bit of a shout out for doing that. So let me pull up the donations music, and we can start giving y'all shout outs.
May I have your attention? You are now listening to Charlotte's own Rod and Karen. We welcome the good folks who tie to the Black Guy Who Tips.
Today's a new day.
All right, new stacks, new tip of the hats. Dr. Professor Bambi.
Hey, baby.
Falcons Diva. Jason F. Ken M. Lawrence C. Christoph R. Preston, Team Dro, Slanger Ages Podcast, Tyrone M, call him. And that's everybody for this week that put in on the donation tip. We appreciate y'all. Thank you.
We do.
Now let's check out the reviews. Do we have 5-star reviews or do we have commercials? We have one new 5-star review, no commercial, guys.
Let's go.
Meet them in person if you get the chance. This is from Cassie.
Hey, baby.
Who she flew us out, y'all. We went to Vegas. She was awesome. She showed us in her phone that literally it was like Pete Dominic on Spotify, and right next to her, Black Guy Who Tips. She a real one. She listen for real. Because the algorithm not gonna set that up fake. Like, the algorithm is the truth. It's like, listen, this what you be listening to. You listen to Pete, and then you listen to them. And that's how she knew it was gonna be a good combination. It was gonna work, and it did. So the title is Meet Them in Person If You Get the Chance. Rod and Karen are so down to earth, and they're both hysterical. Rod is crazy quick with the comebacks and the jokes. They're a great duo, and if you start listening regularly, you will get hooked. I promise. Yes.
Aww.
We are out here trying to hook them. Okay.
That's sweet. Thank you, baby.
This is podcast heroin is what we trying to do to the world. Okay. I am trying to cause, I'm talking about podcast oxycodone. Okay. I want
podcast addiction.
I need the country in shambles. Okay. I need them to be like, we need the next president to address
to fix this issue.
What is going on with the national health crisis. People won't stop listening to the Black Guy Who Tips. They just laying in the middle of the streets with headphones in their ears till their phones
Nobody
die.
knows what's happening.
They just laughing like the Joker hit them with that gas, and nobody knows why. But thank you. Thank you for the 5-star reviews, and of course, no commercial. No commercial. So y'all thank Cassie because y'all would have got a commercial. I can't wait to hit the commercial button on y'all. My hand was hovering over like Ice-T at the end of New Jack City. It was like, I want to shoot you so bad, my dick is hard.
It's too many of y'all who haven't left one at all, or you haven't renewed in a while.
Yes, but we move on with no commercial interruption straight up to the first episode of the week. 3260, 100% more funny and 100% more serious.
All at the same time.
Somebody's like, I remember listening, y'all were so silly. I was like, not really. We were babies, but we were always talking about some bullshit too. Newsy says, in response to getting slapped in public, when I was 23, I moved from rural Virginia to Queens, New York City. The friends I had in VA were very fratty, physical, punchy, and wrestle type guys. And with the exception of nut shots, I was part of that behavior. Oh, so white friends. Got it. I mean, come on. I've seen
We don't do that.
We saw the trailer for the new Jackass movie. Okay? The white man's gonna do what the white man gonna do.
That's their jam.
I made friends with I still remember when I had white friends and one of them tried to introduce that we hit each other in the nuts part of the friendship to me. And I was like, well, then we'll never be friends.
Right. I will fuck you up. What you doing?
Like I'm just going to never come back. I
Right.
don't think we should be touching each other's genitals at all.
Now this is consensual.
Yeah. This is not the kind of friendship that I was, thought I was signing up for.
Right.
And also now that I've seen what you did to Coop with that picture you took of him in the sink naked, I won't be getting drunk around y'all either. That was it. The most I get is slightly buzzed, and then I'm ready to start sobering up from there.
Will not.
I made friends with an intern that I was working with in New York and attempted to engage him in that same sort of physical play. He expressed that he didn't like it, but I didn't listen. One day at a party, he said something I thought was silly, so I gave him what I felt was a good-natured jab in the arm. He slapped me in the face in front of the whole party and said, "Don't you ever touch me like that again." A few things to be learned here. A, he felt like each time I did that, I was emasculating him, which wasn't my intention at all. Yeah, which I think is the subliminal, subconscious part of all of that horseplay is this kind of, I don't want to get too deep into it, but there is some sort of like emasculation, and I know the guys who participate in it will not want to hear this at all, but there is some sort of weird sexual or there's something to it that's not.
Why do
it's not just playing around with your buddy,
right?
And I'm not saying everything people do is sexual towards each other. But there's something about like when you're touching someone's dick, you can't unsex that. And when you're humiliating them by hitting their dick or punching them in whatever in public or like, and I'm not saying punching their arm same as dick. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's not the same, but yeah.
There's something sexual to that shit that I think men aren't comfortable doing. So then it becomes like this physical whatever, like attack.
And act like you wrong for pointing this shit out when you're like, I don't want to participate in this. Right. And it don't only have to be sexual or gay. I just don't want you touching me. It could just be that simple for some people.
Of course, but when you say emasculation, punching me in the arm doesn't really emasculate anyone. Like if a woman punched me in the arm, or a man punches me in the arm, or a woman punches another woman in the arm, it's like that doesn't have anything to do with masculinity technically.
Agreed.
But psychologically, there's some sort of pecking order or something or whatever, some insecurity
within themselves.
You know, Newsy is gay, so I don't know if this guy's gay, so maybe this person had some subliminal, like homophobic sort of reaction.
A certain way.
A gay man hit me in the arm. I must be less of a man that he was allowed to do that, and I didn't slap him in the face. But yeah, that's interesting that he took it to emasculation.
Right.
Could be something inside him.
Agreed.
B, the road to hell is paid in good intentions, so that's a poor excuse for bad behavior. I feel you, but I think intentions do matter. I think one of the worst things the internet did, social media did, was try to tell people intentions never, like it don't matter. No, they matter.
Yeah, they do.
There's a difference between if you punched him in his arm to hurt him because you were bullying him and he's not your friend,
right?
Versus you thought you were giving him a good-natured whatever,
right?
And he and then he received it differently than you intended. Like that, there is a difference. I think I don't know that he should slap you, but like you can get over the idea of him. Like if I was him, I could get over you punching me in the arm and be like, hey, you say you didn't mean that in a bad way. I'm going to take you at your word. Don't do that shit again because I don't like it. And that should be enough for us. And if you really do have good intentions, you should receive that all right, Like,
yeah.
I had good intentions. This is not the feeling I wanted you to have.
Right. This is not the feeling.
So I'm out. I had a friend that I lost a friend like in the last like 6 months or so, and I disagree with what they were saying about me. But I will always be like, if my intention was positive and you took it in a place that's negative, and the solution is I need to leave the situation, I will 1000% always leave. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not spending any time shitting on you.
Nope.
My friendship, in my opinion, is a plus, a additive. I only want it to be additive to people's life. If they can't, if they tell me at any point it's not adding to their life, I'm cool leaving. It wasn't like they asked for change in behavior or anything. They just was like flat out, bam. I know it seemed like we was cool this whole time. Actually, we have not been cool, and I don't like you, and I don't like how you handle whatever. And I said, cool. So like good intentions sometimes means you got to take the L. Like, well, I had good intentions. It's not happening that way. Part of good intentions is let me remove myself from the situation because my intent was good and is good. And you think me leaving makes it better for you. You should get to enjoy that.
Yeah, I 100% agree because I'm at the age where my friendship is a privilege. It is a privilege, not a right, to be my friend.
And I'm not punishing you. Like there's not even like a negative like
right.
This'll show them when I'm not around. They're gonna see how their life is terrible. No, I hope it's fucking great. I
do too.
I may think about you and you may never think about me, and I'd perfectly be fine with that. Like, yeah, that's cool. Like my heart is a little broken, yours is not, and that is better to me that you have moved on and been happy, because in this other world where I am incapable of seeing how I'm fucking your life up, I'm fucking your life up. And right. Who wants to be the oblivious person that fucks someone's life up? Nobody. I mean, hopefully nobody.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I am the type of person, I do not like to be anywhere where I'm not wanted. And once you've kind of expressed that, I can remove myself.
Right.
A lot of people act like removing themselves out of a situation is never an option. Bitch is always an option. It's always an option for you to leave. I do not want to bring misery to your life. I would rather remove myself from the situation before I make you uncomfortable.
And I don't suffer that in my personal life, so I don't know why anyone would suffer that anywhere. Like, you know what I'm
right.
like? If me and you were making each other miserable, it's like something has to change. I don't know. I just think the bar should not be that. But yeah, I feel you. Like, you had good intentions and they didn't like it. And yeah, punching someone in the arm is pretty objectively bad behavior, so you overstepped the line. See, when people tell you how they want to be treated, listen. I always shout out to Mike the intern. Hope you're killing it out there. Yeah, shout out to Mike the intern. And yeah, like, obviously you would hope it doesn't escalate to physical whatever.
Right.
But that is always the chance you take, which is another reason I don't play those games.
That is always the chance you take. Somebody is like, hey, like we playing at first, and then it turns serious, and one party don't realize it turned serious.
I have in my lifetime probably witnessed, I'd say a good, let me be nice and lower the percentage. 50% at least of slapbox fights turn into fights.
Yep.
That's a high percentage for something where you're just playing. Like, there's just something to it. And it's probably like some primal pecking order tribal shit or something, like some sort of like, how wolves create dominance in the pack type shit. I'm sure it goes down to something like that, but I've never been interested in that. We're not wolves. Obviously, as I understand how people think Donald Trump is planning these attempts because otherwise he is just thriving on chaos, there is no plan at all. Even a plan we don't like all seems better than chaos, but in my opinion, there is no plan. Just reaction imposes because he enjoys and needs his adrenaline.
Agreed. I 100% agree, Apia. And I think people, in my personal opinion, people say that so it logically makes sense to them. Because in their mind, they cannot fathom no rhyme or reason other than he's just fucking chaotic. The end.
Yeah, narratives are very powerful. And the narratives we tell ourselves, like, they thrive off of, they fuel our actions. And I think a lot of people who understand human psychology have been able to manipulate folks by starting with, what are the actions I would like to see you do? And then what is the story I have to tell you to get you to do these actions? And people will believe what they need to. A great example to me, and this is a bit controversial to many people, but it's like religion to me. there are some churches where it's like, we hate gay people here and we want them to be miserable, and we want to use all power that we have to make their lives horrible.
Right.
And we think, and so to us in this church, you're not being a good Christian if you're not making these gay people feel ostracized from society. And then there's other churches, same Bible, you know what I'm saying? Like same intent, but they don't want the oppression of gay people. So you listen to their sermons and they're just like, no, we're not really about that. God is love and you should love people where they are, and we're all sinners and it's all equal. So you shouldn't be like censoring out one type of sin over the other. Everyone's allowed to come in this church. There is no like, if you're gay and you want to get married, we will marry you here. We're not promoting that at all. And you would go, but aren't these both preaching from the same Bible? Right. But I think if you look at it backwards, where it's like, we want a set of behaviors.
Yeah.
One group wants a set of behaviors of love and inclusion and growth and help and charity. And they're using the Bible and they're at a church. And another set is like, I want picket signs and fucking marches and political organization to try to like stop the integration of gay people into society. Same fucking thing, but they start with that action and go, okay, now how do I use the Bible to get into that?
Right.
And I'm not saying whether the Bible was one way or the other about it. I'm just saying I've watched that happen my whole life, where clearly whoever started this one church had a certain intent, and whoever started the other church had a certain intent. If you don't like the gay analogy, look at Calvinists and Protestants and shit. Like, there were entire churches founded off of, I just don't think y'all should be doing all that damn dancing. And then another person like, I don't like the singing. I don't like the way y'all dress. Wait, y'all don't baptize people in literal water? Yeah, new church, starting a whole new church.
Whole another branch.
So,
another division.
Evie says, I can't wait until you do another Bullet Ball recap episode. Those are my favorite episodes. I probably heard the explanation in the clip several times already, and each time it's just as funny because I anticipate what's going to happen, which makes it so funny. Plus, I feel like every time there's a Bullet Ball episode, you introduce a new angle to the story that makes it even funnier. My favorite part is when all the sharks turn down his idea and basically ask him what else he has in his life, and he replies in the saddest voice, but I have Bullet Ball.
That's what he has.
I know we're supposed to feel sorry at that point, but I just laugh and laugh. I hope that guy's doing well. I think he is doing well. He's my friend on Facebook, and he seems to be doing outstanding.
Yes, he is.
Shout out to Mark Griffin. Appy also says, there's an unexpected update on my ex-boyfriend, sorry. I was told in Frankfurt for work, and I was today in Frankfurt for work. I was walking to my car. I met him on the street after 20 years. No fucking way. Are you serious? Are you serious? Life is crazy. How is that fucking... Do you see him? You haven't seen him in 20 years. You talked about him on our show like last week or two. And then you was on business and you saw this dude. That's crazy to me. He was drinking coffee with a colleague outside a coffee house when I turned into his... And wait a minute. Boyfriend? I thought it was just like y'all went on one date and then he told you that bullshit and you dipped. So did y'all like...
been dating.
That's what I'm asking. I'm saying, the way I took it, and I probably just took it wrong, was like he brought that up on date one, and it was like, well, this will never work for Appia. So thank you for being so upfront.
He brought it up on date 5.
But it sounds like if you say ex-boyfriend, that feel like maybe, unless it's maybe a different dude, but you said update, so maybe, I don't know. I'm confused. He was drinking coffee with a colleague outside a coffee house. Wouldn't have been funny if he was drinking outside of a tea house. You know what I'm saying? Where else would he be drinking outside? Anyway, when I turned into his direction, we looked at each other and recognized each other immediately. We talked for an hour. He never married and has no kids. He couldn't find anyone to take the deal.
That fabulous deal he offered.
We talked for an hour. His colleague asked why we separated. I said, excuse his work was not NR1 and I had my own ideas. And he said he remembered it differently. I mean, whatever he wants to believe. I need him to write in. I do need his version
of events.
Like maybe he saw it differently. He was like, I was asking her if she want to basically live a life of luxury, and I guess she just thought I was ugly. I was like, look, man, how would you like to you already gonna have kids, you gonna be rich, you gonna be at home doing Pilates and listening to podcasts, writing them on Saturdays. It was overall a good interaction. We joked a lot, and I told him I married the guy after him, and I'm still on marriage 1. All right. Well, as long as y'all ain't get y'all Vrabel Rossini on, sound like you good.
Please don't.
Sean says, it's been something of a recurring discourse on this show, but the ability to admit... Oh, I'm sorry. Evie replied to this. My headcanon says he never got over you. I hope he didn't steal a lock of your hair when you weren't looking. Yes, I have a weird mind. Well, we know that. You came up with the Kool-Aid Chronicles.
Come on, Kool-Aid Chronicles.
Sean says, it's been something of a recurring discourse on the show, but the ability to admit someone was right or wrong about something and having that separate from whether you think they are overall a good or bad person is something that's getting quite difficult. For example, I'm happy that Trump is looking into reclassifying psychedelics. I still think he is the worst president this country has ever had.
Agreed.
And one of the worst people that has ever existed. I don't think he's doing it for the right reason. Mainly, I think he did it because he craved the praise of that podcaster schmuck. But that doesn't mean it's not the right thing to do. Bringing nuance to the conversation is one of the reasons I enjoy your podcast. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know if it feels weird to say. I guess maybe it does. But I don't know what it says about me. I do not struggle with this. Like, not even a little. Like, it's not, I don't know. I think it's me. Like, I don't think it's normal. I think
Right.
I had a friend talk to me the other day, and he's having like a big birthday. I think might be turning 40 or something. And he's going to do he wants to go to Vegas. He's going to invite the fellas. He invited me as one of the people. I'm not going to be able to go, but still, It was very nice of him to do that. Mm-hmm. But the thing that he said wasn't like, I'm thinking of doing this and should I do it? Cause my money's tight or something. No, he said, should I do it with so much bad stuff happening in the world? And like, is this even the time to celebrate, my birthday? And I said, abso-fucking-lutely. First of all, you're a black man. So ain't no day for a black man promised in America. We die way too fucking early. Like, you just don't fucking know. So always celebrate yourself, brother. That's period. And I would extend that to everyone. I don't think it's just a black man thing, but like, as a black man, I see the fucking like, you see the numbers on like how early and when we die, like, and how like improbable it is to even be a black man of a certain age, having not been to prison, having graduated from college, having that job, having that family. Like, there's so many pitfalls out here to get you in this world. Always go up for yourself. But I guess what was weird to me is I've never had a thought like that. In my life. Like, not even with social media have I been like, oh, it's me and Karen's anniversary, but what about all the people that got divorced? Like, it's not about them. And vice versa, I've never had the opposite thought, meaning I've never seen someone celebrating something and then I got upset because my life wasn't where their life was. And I don't know if it's a social media like invention or it just like social media gave us so much parasocial access to each other that we have now fully bought in. But in the same way with this, like, well, I'm glad Trump did the thing, but like, how do I struggle with? I don't struggle. Like, he did something that people might support, and he's still a horrible person, right, and it's just not even like worth debating.
In my mind, it's acknowledged. I go acknowledge, like right. Okay, you did something, but it doesn't erase the other behavior. So for me, it's not an issue. Great people can do terrible things, and terrible people can do great things. Like that. Both of these things can exist.
And I don't feel like I
beings.
Gotta hand it to him.
No, I don't. I don't have to hand him.
Like, I see that happen with like Marjorie Taylor Greene. She says one thing after years and years of horrible things and the power to inflict those horrible things upon people with law and her position as a politician. Now she has abdicated herself for her position as a politician, and she's saying a few things that some of you might agree with, and you suddenly see the gotta hand it to her. And I'm like, I don't struggle with gotta hand it to him.
I don't
like
either.
I think what was right before Marjorie Taylor acknowledged it was right, and I don't trust whatever it is that's making her. Maybe she's doing it for the right reasons, but maybe she's fucking not. She's shown herself to be a horrible person. I'm okay leaving her in the horrible person camp. Similarly with entertainment, I'm very fine with being like, yeah, this person may have been a horrible person and they made great albums. It just doesn't. I don't struggle with it in any way. Like I don't. Sometimes on my playlist or something, like Kanye music will come up from like old stuff. I don't skip the tracks. I'm like, that had nothing to do. I'm not a Heil Hitler dude.
No, I'm not.
So I've never heard that song, but don't think I'd be interested in it. But like in general, like motherfucking I don't know. All Falls Down. It still all falls down to me. But once again, I think on the way up, I never give people too much parasocial love. So then on the way down, I don't have to like abdicate myself. And I don't normally go into much defense on the basis of I just know this person and I think they're a good person. Most of my defense of somebody's actions is more of I just think the logic of this thing works this way. And I still can say I don't know them and I don't know if they're good or a bad person. That's really not the point for me.
Two things. I 100% agree with you because last month I celebrated my birthday the whole month of April.
Right.
Like literally every day. Dave was sending me coupons. I went and I got my free dessert from one of my favorite restaurants. We went in there. I went to go see Bruno Mars. I celebrated on my birthday. We went to the Hornets game. So for me, things like that don't bother me because it's about me. Like, not trying to be funny, it's okay to center yourself. And so for me, that don't bother me. I'm centering myself. So if you have a problem with me centering myself, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Right.
And like Roger, what I don't do, and if somebody else is celebrating, I do not go over there and rain on their parade. Whatever they're celebrating, I allow them to celebrate. I think that people have a lot of issues and jealousy and things. It's kind of always been among human beings, but social media has amplified those things and it has made those insecurities online. You know what I'm saying? Because these things have kind of always been there. People have kind of always felt this way, but social media rewards and amplifies those negative behaviors. And so, yes, I do think that's a social media behavior because in real life, if you want to throw a party, bitch, throw a party. Right. Like nobody... People that you invite, they're gonna care and they're gonna come. People that don't and you don't fuck with, they ain't gonna be there. And that's, to me, it's just that simple. That's the end.
And obviously there was never like a discussion on it.
Right.
Like we didn't have a group project, but in my mind, I thought we all agreed that the parasocial weirdos who comment on people's posts when someone's like, you know, every day I sit in the garden, hold hands with my husband, drink our coffee before we get the day started, and honestly, I'm so thankful, blah, blah. And then people are like, bitch, some people don't even got cups. I feel like we all had decided those were the weirdos.
And they are
so
the weirdos.
If we know that those guys are the weirdos, go celebrate your birthday, fam. Go have a good time. So anyway, I say all that to say, yeah, I don't find myself struggling with the nuance. I think nuance is the kind of the best way to live in a lot of these intersections. And I feel like it's the only thing that's honest. So I feel like once you start taking the nuance out of everything, it's so performative. I find it unrealistic and unflattering and not a place I want to hang out. And when I see people that really do put that vibe out, I normally push my way away. Like and now of course that happened over the years as I realized, oh, wait a minute. This is a thing. And now that I see that, when I see that, it's kind of like a red flag for me. And I go, oh, me and this person shouldn't be friends because I actually don't operate like that and would not. They're just going to find me disappointed at some point that I'm the one who's like, well, actually, I could kind of see how this way. And they're just going to be like, fuck it, no, we said we hate him. It's like, oh, my bad.
Right. You know, because a lot of people, when it comes to friendship, they are like, get down and lay down. I do not run my friendships like this. You are individual with your free thought, free mind process. Like, we can talk about things and discuss things. We don't have to agree disagree on things.
Right.
But it ain't get down or lay down. It ain't I hate this person, so you should hate this person too. That's the issue you and that person got. My relationship with them might be different. Like I might watch and monitor and adapt my behavior because of how they treat you. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, that's your relationship with that person.
Yep. Comments on YouTube. Hi, Rod and Karen from Grateful D. Thank you. Sheila says, hi, Rod and Karen. You have very pretty teeth, especially you, Karen. 2 smiley emojis and 1 heart eyes emojis.
Oh.
I love to see it. I agree.
Thank you. Yes, I got a small used Honda Accord in my mouth when I got my braces. And, I had to have 8 teeth removed. So, y'all gonna get all these teeth because I'm trying to tell you, they took the braces out. I'm like, cheese. Cheese.
Yeah, it's
I
funny.
got 120,000 miles in my mouth. Cheese.
It's funny because, like, mouth stuff and dental stuff and, like, confidence and all that stuff can really, like, be hard on people mentally and stuff.
It can.
But, I always felt that you had a beautiful smile, even when, your teeth were crooked and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But it is interesting seeing now that, you had the dental work. It's just, people are like, oh my God, you're smiling. I was like, she was always smiling. Like she was never a person that, because I know some of my closest friends, there's like a trauma to that dental stuff. And like, they don't smile to this day. Like they've had dental surgery and they still have trouble smiling in pictures because they spent so many years being shamed and picked on or judged and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's so weird how we judge people because we know in America it's a money issue. It's not you didn't take care of your teeth situation. If my tooth is growing a certain way and the only way to fix it is I need a bunch of expensive dental shit, I guess I gotta make expensive dental money or else I gotta live like this.
Right. And I know for me, things and, it depend on your age and things like that. I know for me, I tried to get braces as a child. But I want to say, is it Medicaid? Yeah, Medicaid. I don't know if these rules have changed, but when I was on Medicaid, they would not pay for braces unless it flat out interfere with your speech.
Yeah.
And for most people, it don't.
Yep.
It don't interfere with it don't give you a lisp, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So we could never get them. And so I know for me, I smile because smiling is what I do, and my smile comes from the soul. It's just a natural. I'm just overall just a natural, happy person. But I know for me, one of the biggest reasons why is because some of my family members would call that out, like would call out, my teeth and things like that. So I was like, well, when I get the money, I can, but it's a catch-22. I'm older now, and so they're going, why are you getting them now? Well, bitch, I couldn't afford them when I was a kid. The fuck, like the fuck. Yeah. Either I'm gonna get them or I don't get like. So it can mind fuck you because a lot of older people won't get it because they have such a weird thing because
if you're born with teeth that are like considered really good teeth, that's just privilege. Like,
right.
There's nothing you did to, like, obviously brush and all that. But I'm saying there's nothing you did that made your teeth be straighter than any other person. And it's such a weird thing to judge people for. It's really, like I said, I don't want to get too deep, but it's really more of a byproduct of capitalism and classism. And in some countries, they just don't even care that much.
No.
And I don't know if it's like the dental practices or just their standards of beauty are different, but there's entire countries where it's like, yeah, your teeth are crooked, but what does that matter?
What does that matter?
Anyway, Vin Sanro 1 says, hey, Karen and Rod, I love you both so much. Okay, Rod, this is the phrase you can use this on Foolishness Fridays. They always trying to y'all just be going anywhere to solicit these.
They was like, I want you to do it because I don't want my name attached to it when Karen turn that shit down.
Right.
They go like, I'll let Roger take the lashing. He built for that.
Let me add this new phrase.
I don't blame y'all. Let Roger deal with Karen.
I'm trying my hand at this. Happy Foolishness Friday, y'all. The place to be where you laugh until you cry or pee. All right, we'll try it. I don't know if that's gonna work for Karen, but
I don't know. We'll
she's
see.
a tough judge.
Ain't
Brian
she tough?
says bullet ball reaction was definitely worth the price of admission. I didn't mean no harm by saying that y'all sounded differently back then compared to now. It was kind of like seeing high school game tape of someone like Anthony Edwards compared to seeing him now. It's all good, fam. Oh yeah, Brian, I take it as all good too.
Mm-hmm.
I know we teased you a little bit because of
yeah.
that time that you wrote in to shit on the Hornets and Karen called you a bitch. But I hope
I am so sorry.
But I hope you know that it's all love and all jokes.
It
here.
is.
And you know, and honestly, to be frank, if it's uncomfortable, please let us know because.
Oh yeah.
My thing is this: there are some listeners who reply and they kind of can find the line and the joke and the and we rib them back and they rib us a little bit.
Agreed.
You know, EVE sometimes, even Apia.
And that's some of my favorite people to write in because it's
Ronan
like,
Raphael,
they get
Sean.
us and they get the show.
Yeah, there's certain people, and like you know, and if it goes too far one direction, I hope y'all let us know.
No,
and if it goes too far in
please.
our direction, we'll let you know. But
Right.
until otherwise stated, it's all in good fun, man.
It is.
It was actually a real fun idea to like think about the old us and like, man, will we ever just out here? Because I feel like we tried to do that like right as we started the show, and I think it never really truly got off the ground. We always
I think we lied. We was like, we not gonna talk
Yeah.
about politics.
Yeah.
We gonna keep it light. Like we was just saying shit.
Yeah.
We now some of that shit with a complete opposite.
feel like that never really quite came through.
No.
We got one comment on Spotify. Victoria says, Meg, I am older, so I don't invest in parasocial relationships with really anyone. I see celebrities as people who the world knows about, but we don't know them. I don't understand why anyone wouldn't wish Meg happiness. I really don't, y'all. I really don't.
Same.
It seemed like such
it
an
don't
easy
make no sense.
thing to do.
They
but
hate women.
And like, I kind of I don't want to say got into it because that's overstating what happened. But I definitely, so Karen Hunter put out a reel of me and her on her podcast talking about the Clay cheating scandal. And shout out to the people, because so many people like
The Karen Rebels
left a comment. Like, it's just interesting because like she put out comment. She put out clips sometimes, and it's us talking about voting.
Right.
It's us talking, like, we don't just talk about shit like this, but I have no problem talking about stuff like this. I actually think it's kind of fun, and I like that Foolishness Friday allows her audience to have a little bit of reprieve, and we do some silly shit, and we treat it like silly shit. We don't get too invested. But anyway, point being, she put out this clip, and it was, I don't think I said anything crazy or offensive. It was just like, and it's jokes. Matter of fact, I'll play the clip for y'all. Matter of fact, give me 1 second, everybody. Let's watch it together as a family. But this is the clip that she put out, and you can listen to it yourself, and then I'll tell you the comments.
Hilarious.
Oh, I want to ask him, and Clay, if you're listening, call up. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? 866-801.
Relationship court.
Call up, because listen, and he can't go anywhere, because like there's no place that he
Karen, the real tea is this. The real problem is this for her.
What is it?
The next chick he date. That's who you don't want to be. That's who you don't want to be. Cause they not gonna care that you had nothing to do with this. The internet don't care. Your ass is they going through everything. Your credit report. I don't know who the next woman that's gonna be with Clay in public, but that's a brave soul. I wouldn't even want to be in the background of a selfie of his if I was on these streets, because they out to get his ass. It's not looking good.
Here's my prediction. The next one who dates him he's gonna marry.
He gonna have to.
Yeah, he's gonna marry.
And then cheat on her. And then he's gonna definitely cheat on her, because he kept a diary, Karen.
Oh my God.
You don't journal your cheat. That's a problem.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
Wait,
the diary wasn't even just like had a good day today. It was just this is feeding. That's crazy.
Somebody in Nubia said he looked like that cartoon Doug. Oh no.
See? Y'all had this in the chamber. Y'all was waiting.
Come on.
Because before this, it was like, oh, look, it's so handsome. They're adorable. But y'all was really thinking this the whole time, waiting. They've been on his ass for a week. So that's the whole clip. No, I don't think anything said that was too crazy. There was a dude I had to block because he called me a bitch because he was like, people are losing the right to vote, and this what y'all talking about. I was like, we talked about that as well. And honestly, this clip is from before that, but okay, we talk about that stuff as well.
Right. What you mean?
But he was like, who even cares? I was like, but obviously you care because you left a comment. You could have kept scrolling if you didn't care.
Agreed.
And then he was like, bitch, such and such, such and such. And I was just like, well, that's very immature and emotionally stunning. And, you know, obviously blocked him. All that to say, I do find it weird because there were other people on there who left comments, and it was men, to be honest. They were saying stuff like she wanted a $700,000 allowance. Clay will be fine. I said that's not true. I appreciate you to the moon, Rod. I listen to you on all platforms, but how do you know that's not true? It's being reported by a few. I said cite the sources. Reported implies reporters.
Somebody did the research.
If the reporter was World Star, if the reporter was the Shade Room, that's not a report.
Agreed.
People are literally lying and creating misinformation.
Yes.
And a lot of it is off of this parasocial shit to get you guys riled up. And then when it's not true, I saw something the other day I didn't cover on the show for Balls D Sports. There are now accounts that lie all the time, multiple times, and they say Vanessa Bryant has either been remarried or is pregnant by a new man. Neither are true, and she had to address it on her Instagram to go, hey, y'all got to make up y'all mind. Which lie are y'all going to tell on me every fucking day? Like every day I'm waking up and it's a new lie. And they just do it because they know deep down y'all hate women. And if you are attracted to that, and you won't need any vetting, you don't need any sources, you don't need any corroboration. You just like, yep, she must have wanted his money. You have an issue with women. And I know y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to hear that. But I'm the only nigga in the world that'll tell you the truth to your face without trying to just belittle you.
Right. There's no
I'm saying this as you should check yourself and take care of that.
Right.
Because what you are prone to be fooled by is what you want to believe.
Agreed.
And if you want to believe that Megan Thee Stallion was out here somehow trying to grift off of Klay Thompson, even though we know this girl has her own money, her own career.
Yes.
That hasn't ever seemed to need to depend on some man's money, even though we know that. You couldn't, it only took one thing for you to go, yep, her fault. That's a tell. And you should check yourself because that's how they get you. But yeah, it was crazy seeing like some of the comments people left or whatever. One dude spelled Klay Thompson wrong. I said, you spelled it wrong. Because he was like, Klay gonna be all right. I was like, that's not how you spell it. And then he was like, spell this. And he put the middle finger emoji. And I was just like, well, that's just immature. Like but it's interesting because it was men that were like, what happens is that a lot of the times the judgment on the parasocial thing, at least with this Meg thing, the comments I've seen has been very much coded towards like women are too invested in Megan Thee Stallion. They need to grow up and get over it. And what I'm not seeing enough is how many men are invested in the humiliation of Megan Thee Stallion.
Right. To bringing her down, putting her in her place.
And it is a way of building solidarity with other men.
Yes, because the thing is, you're attracted to her for a lot of these men, and she wouldn't let you sniff her drawers, and you will never get a time or a place with her. And not only with her, but other women that look like her never pay you no attention. So it's something that you need to address.
You need to know you live in a world where no matter how beautiful a woman is, it does not give her power over you or any power in life that a man would not give her. And that you need to know it can be taken away on a whim by any man. And I think that is what I find the most interesting about the idea of Megan Thee Stallion. Is how many people, it's not only men, but it's mostly men, are completely invested in anything negative happening to her.
Right.
And in her misery. And I do think it's a tell. You know, I still look at LeBron James differently when he posted like Tory Lane's like compliments amongst the Megan Thee Stallion trial and all that stuff. I look at him differently now. I'm like, there's something in you. Because you needed to bond with dudes over that. I don't know what it is, but something in you needed to signal to the rest of us like, hey, man, I'm not going to come out and completely say fuck Megan Thee Stallion, but big ups to this Canadian rapper who none of us know any of his number one hits. Like,
Do not.
no one's a major fan of this dude. We mostly know of him as the dude that shot Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not
That's
saying
what I know him for.
no one knows of him as a rapper, but we not
Right.
quoting those bars. We not wearing those shirts. We not buying those albums. We know him. He's more popular for shooting a black woman than he is for being
His
a
raps.
rapper. So, but yeah, I hate to get that deep into it, but this is what it made me think about. Like, what is the investment in people wishing her misery? Because I
Right.
understand the investment in wishing her happiness, because it's general default. Most people wish most people happiness.
Agreed.
It's like, if I don't know you, you're a stranger, and you don't seem to have done anything bad, my default is I hope you're happy.
Same.
Like, if I don't walk around hoping anyone's miserable unless they've done something, and I don't know what Megan Thee Stallion has done to anybody that would make you invested in her misery. That's just wild to me. Did she do something like Chili from TLC that I missed? Trump, these assassinations. Oh, and then on Trump.
She did not.
She didn't. Trump, these assassination attempts are inside job. Why are we out there always failing? No one is that lucky. If different people try to kill you 3 separate times, I bet you'd be dead. Yeah, I guess it's the quality of the assassin these days. America's not putting out the best, our best and brightest in these assassins.
They not smart. He done either booted out all the dummies, or either his fan base is dumb.
Yeah, we're not. I don't know these people are fans. I'm just saying we're not sending our best and brightest. Would you have taken the deal Appia was offered by the dude she used to date?
No.
100% no. That's wild. Not wild that it's 100% no, but it's 100% no. And there are men that still walk around thinking that proposition is like very enticing.
God's gift to the world.
And it's interesting.
Girl.
I'm not saying you won't find anybody.
You will.
You will probably find, but it's actually more work making that weird kind of like, I'm going to take care of everything and you just give up life and you just a mom now. It's the fact that doesn't just land with women as like even 50-50. The fact that people are like 100% no. That says something. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because things have changed a lot. Like, that's the 1940s, 1950s, and truth be told, that was never promised to niggas. I don't know why niggas think that.
Well, Appia was white and the man was white, so you taking it to a race place. But I just wanted to point out that that's not where it started.
Yeah. But the men thing, like for men, all men think that that's the promise, and that was never the promise to them.
Right.
You know, that part. And so
you're not wrong, by the way. You
Right.
know I already agree with you about
Yes.
the black man thing, but I was just pointing out that it wasn't.
No problem. I understand. And I think for me, even me personally, all jokes aside, I like working. Like, I personally like working. I like being productive. I don't want to sit around. I don't want to sit around a house. That would drive me nuts.
Yes. All right. Take a break. Come right back. And get some more of these podcast comments.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated. This is just a commercial break. Relax, sit back, enjoy. This is just a commercial break. Not get the break. This is just a commercial. This is just a commercial break.
All right. The next episode is 3261 Playable Characters Podcast, the book, where we had our boy Brian McGinnis on. And we had a good time talking nerdy sports stuff. I don't know how many comments we got. 3. Okay, so y'all still were into it. You know, you never know with these type of shows. Some people don't.
Because sometimes we have guests. It's like, well, y'all said it all.
Well, not just that, but that's definitely part of it. But also, we were very specific on a couple topics this time that we don't always talk about, and we normally reserve for behind the paywall. So, like, some people love hearing us talk about sports and nerd stuff, and some people don't, you know.
Agreed.
EVE says, I used to listen to Playable Characters podcast, and then they stopped updating. It was a funny podcast. Honestly, I really got into more of the nostalgic games like Paperboy and Rampage, the stuff I grew up on as a kid opposed to the newer stuff, but it was still entertaining. I remember the episode you two were on, and that was one of the best episodes. I haven't had much of a chance to game, but my favorite is open world games, and ironically, the last game I played was The Last of Us 2. Nobody told me nothing. I was shocked when they killed my nigga Joel, and I almost stopped playing. What was worse is I hated that I had to kill dolls because I love dolls, but midway through the game, I was killing them first. Y'all, I fucked them dogs up. Them dogs didn't have a chance with me. The game made me switch up real quick. I was playing to get revenge, but started feeling empathy for the other side. Yeah, they do a great job. When you kill people in that, like, amongst the camps, and they call each other by name, that's such a small but important touch to like, you are killing real human beings. And you're doing it to get revenge because they killed someone dear to you. But you are killing them like they are numbers and zeros. They mean nothing. You are deleting them from the world.
Right.
And you see somebody be like,
innocent people.
Well, Sarah, call in, check in. And you're like, oh, I think I killed Sarah and her dog.
You ain't gonna get no sorry, Sarah gone.
You ain't gonna find Sarah, dog. I done sliced them up.
R.I.P. to Sarah.
I was planning to get revenge. Okay, it was a great game and the ending seemed fitting. This episode inspired me to get back in the game, and so I think I want to find my next open world game or cozy game. Any recommendations? Open world or cozy? Karen, I know you're Miss Cozy, so did you have a cozy game in particular to introduce somebody to that maybe they could get into?
And the thing about cozy game, it depends on what kind of cozy game that you're into.
Well, we don't have time. They can't reply right back, so just give them one.
Okay.
It's okay. You're not gonna get in any trouble. You can't get this wrong. If they don't like it, they don't like it. If they love it, then they'll go, I love it. But give them one that you like.
One of my favorite. Well, I'll suggest two. One is Lemon Cake. It's on Nintendo Switch. It's a very simple game. You're baking. It's a bakery game. Nothing complex. Is what happens. A baker died, and you take over the bakery, and the ghost helps you rebuild the bakery. It's cute. It's colorful. You take care of the customers. Nothing hard. Nothing complex. You know, you do trees and things like that all inside the restaurant. And the other one is Costume Quest. Costume Quest is an RPG game.
That's not a cozy game, but it is a easier RPG. Yeah, but it's not. It's by definition not cozy.
Yeah, by definition, it's not cozy, but it's bright and it's colorful. Basically, it's about these three kids who get their candy stolen, and they go around the neighborhood getting the ghosts and getting their candy back. Like it's a real simple basis. And they have two parts of it. I want the third part. I ain't got the third part. It's been years, but I actually love those two games.
I would say as a cozy game, Farm Together is a good one.
Yes.
It's very simple. It can get more like nuanced in like how you lay out your farm and stuff. You can have friends come by and work on your farm. And it also has like a built-in kind of constant timer. So even when you turn the game off, the time is going. And it's not stressful. It's time like, okay, it takes 8 hours for corn to grow. I'm going to go live my life in real life for 8 hours, or I'm going to plant something else in this video game and just come back and check on it and then pick up my crops and, you know, ride around on, customize my farm vehicle. It's like a super cool, low stakes, fun game. Pick up and play. They have seasonal updates, and it's because it's a video game. They have stuff like it's 4th of July. You can grow firework trees, and fireworks will pop out of the trees and fun stuff like that.
Yeah, and also one more cozy game. One of my favorite cozy games of all time, particularly those of you that watch, listen to Nerd Off, Stardew Valley. That right there is one of my favorite cozy games of all time. You farm, you got all the seasons, you do a little bit of battling, like fighting in the caves. It's no stress, like low stress. You meet the villagers, you get to get the relationships. That one, and Coral Island is another one that's actually really fun too.
And as far as open world games, at least for me, I'll just give you a couple. Because you know you're obvious like your Grand Theft Autos and stuff, like biggest games in the world. But I am one of my favorite games I've ever played is this game called Sleeping Dogs, which is a open world game, but it's a Hong Kong undercover police simulator basically, where you are playing an undercover cop who's like in good with the gangs, and you get in too deep with the gangs, but you're also a cop, and they go through all the tropes of like you start becoming friends and falling in love with some of the gangsters that you're like not supposed to be because you're crossing lines and you're saving their lives and you're killing other gangs and you're fighting people and all that stuff. So that's a cool open world game that I think is cool. And the second one is Cyberpunk 2077, I think is what it's called. Just literally one of the most amazing video game experiences. And if you have a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series, whatever, I highly recommend that one because that's one of the few games of this last few years that feels like, oh, this is the future. Like a lot of games come out now and you're like, I could have played this on a PS4. I don't really see why I don't need to upgrade, but like that was one where I was like, oh, you know, Spider-Man on PlayStation 5, especially Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2, also similar. Like, oh man, this is next gen. This is what it's supposed to look like. And I know Karen likes to watch me play those games.
I do,
but you can put it on easy and play yourself. A lot of this stuff, I highly suggest for y'all listening. All right, let's get to the next thing. Sean says, I liked your talk about the difficulty of going back to earlier games in the series. I started to play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 after playing Baldur's Gate 3, and it's frustrating at times, but you just have to switch your mindset to play it as a different game. Anyway, great guest. Hope to see you around again. Yeah, absolutely.
I can see that too.
Yeah, a lot of it for me is just my brain is not going to get over the convenience of just technology. Like when you play the new Spider-Man on PlayStation 5, they have it to where you can hit like a button and there's not even a load screen. You just pop up on another side of town. Like I want to fast travel to the Bronx and you just there. And on the old game, you could hit the button, but then they had a whole cutscene. You get on the train, you listening to music because it's taking time to load it in the background.
Right. The
new technology is like, we don't have to take time to load it. You can just be there. So like, I can see if I tried to go back to that game, I might be like, yeah, actually, it's not the game. It's just the little stuff that is convenient that just made the other games so much better. And I think Fable is like that for sure.
I 100% agree. And because like I said, I jumped in Fable 2, and this is one big thing about me. Whenever somebody puts a game out, I don't care if it's the 55th version, have some form of a tutorial. Like, because you don't, every time you put something out, it is somebody's first time touching your franchise. And when you're like, hey, jump in, cool. Well, I'm not the person, because I'm not just going to jump in and run because I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Also, the games have changed a lot. Like, there's this new podcast done by the people at IGN called Is It Still Fun to Play or whatever, and they just play old video games in 2026 now. But they play these old video games and they go like, is Zelda, is Parappa the Rapper still fun? And I love that concept because one of the things we don't talk about enough is like there's innovations in video games that are essentially a given now, such as the ability to move the camera. Like one of your thumbsticks is dedicated to, I want to see what's behind Link right now, and I can. And then that was invented at some point, which means at some point it did not exist. So you just used to play Zelda games and hope that the people that made the game figured out the right camera angle so you could see the secrets.
So you can shoot an enemy and you get fucked up and you don't know what direction it's coming from.
Yeah, so it's just it's stuff like that. It counts too. Apia says, I really like none of these three in the poll. The poll was, do you like video games, sports, and comic book movies? Yes, no, or I like one of the three. She says, I like none of the three in the poll, but I like doing math for fun to relax. Is this also nerdy? I'm not here to bless or not bless anyone's nerdness. So, you know, if you feel it's nerdy, it's nerdy. No one's testing you. You're not in trouble.
No, you're not.
Let's see. One comment on YouTube. Kim Doc just says, great episode. Thank you, Kim Doc. We appreciate you. Shout out to your Knicks. Okay.
Come on, shout out to the Knicks.
Shout out to your Knicks, girl. I see them.
The child, after last episode, not last episode, but you know, the last round, they was like, you know what? Let's quit fucking around.
Victoria says, gamers, geeks, and sports fans will love this episode. I'm glad. I think so too. And like one thing, like since this is the feedback show, a little behind the scenes, one thing for me, man, that I've just decided to stop worrying about, and I don't think I'm ever going to worry about it again. And it's not a negative thing, but it may sound negative to people because of what we've been taught to believe about creating stuff. There are certain guests, and at this point it's every guest, they for me. They for Karen. Some people will like it and love it, and some will go, I skipped this episode. And either way, I'm fine because I don't really care. If I'm not having a good time making this show and Karen's not having a good time making this show, nothing else matters. And I truly believe in what we do here to the point where, like, somebody like how Mike Kaplan keeps returning. I know every once in a while we get somebody that just doesn't understand or get Mike Kaplan humor or something at first.
I love Mike.
And I have total 100% belief and faith in, one, how funny and good Mike Kaplan is, but two, in our show and the rapport we have, that I don't consider it like a, man, they gonna hate this. Like, sometimes I say it as a joke, but like in general, like, no, I know I've listened to so many podcasts and they have a guest on or something, and some of them are people that grew on me, where I thought at the beginning, I'm like, I don't know.
Same.
And then like later on, I'm like, oh my God, they came back again. Yes. Because honestly, for those of y'all that are creatives, especially podcasters, the only thing you're really selling that is unique is your relationship to the people that come on your show, the people that are guests on your show, your co-host, if you have one, and the audience. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not, nothing else you're selling is unique. Everything else is duplicable. The topics you're talking about, somebody else is talking about them.
Right.
The design, the music, whatever it is, like the things that truly are unique about you. You could take away everything from our podcast, and I had this thought because a long time ago, people, and they probably still do, but I don't keep up with it, but people used to try to steal, quote unquote, our style. There's so many podcasts that have done a version of Guess the Race. Or whatever, you know, they like, you can tell that it was inspired from us. They'll never admit it or give us credit. There were so many podcasts that when we started out and we were one of the only black podcasts, they literally took our format of the music in the background and all that stuff. And I used to be almost insulted and angry, like, give me up my motherfucking props, dog. You stole that shit. You don't even act like we exist. And then one day I was like, no, it's impossible to steal the show. You can't steal anything from us. You can literally take the segments, take the title of the show, and you and some other person do the show, and people would still rather listen to us do it. And if they rather listen to you do it, they weren't fucking with us anyway. So like
100%.
Yeah, there's no threat to it. So I say all that to get to that point of like, I used to worry about like, man, do people want to hear the nerd stuff and the sports thing, and they probably gonna skip it or whatever. But honestly, like, it's to their detriment if they skipped it, and they're totally allowed to. But like, we had a good time, and then you could have learned something, and you would have had laughs, and even if you didn't understand it, you would have had a good time. And I think, you know, it's sad you missed out on a good time for those who don't. But yeah, I love what you said about, because yeah, there are gamers and geeks and nerds that are gonna love that episode, and sports people that are like, this was my favorite episode, and Brian will be back.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things where we have a lot of people that aren't behind the paywall. So a lot of that stuff is a peak for the stuff that we actually have a show dedicated to nerd stuff and a show dedicated to sports stuff, where we get a lot more into details. Because what we were talking about is a drop in the bucket compared to like the other stuff. Because some of the stuff we hit, like if we was like doing a nerd off, we probably would have went in much more
if they
detail.
had really wanted to, like, yeah, you're right. Those who do like that, don't forget we have a sale going on Patreon until the 15th.
Yes,
Don't forget we have a sale going on our website until the 15th, theblackouttips.com/premium, and then patreon.com/theblackouttips. We do a nerd show basically every 3 weeks, and it is just as detailed and in-depth as what we did, and just as fun. And we normally have guests when we can have them.
We talk about what we played. We talk about what we read.
You know, how someone, Evie was like, "What? Give me a suggestion for some games." Like, we talk about all that stuff every couple of weeks, at least like once a month. So yeah, man, we can do that. We're versatile. Roger That says on Patreon, I didn't know the creator of Gears lived in North Carolina. Wow. Yeah, and they started that podcast. I saw Brian was promoting it with Cliff Blazinski. So shout out to Gears Awards. Shout out to their podcast.
I'm about to say, and another thing that I can say that over the years, for those of you that initially listened to the Nerd Off, I have kind of grown in my nerdom over a course of time. And I have realized that I was a bigger nerd than I think. There's a lot of people, they do nerdy shit, but they wouldn't consider it nerd stuff, like playing games on their telephones. People go, "You're a nerd." They would go, "No, but you actually are playing games. It might not be a console or a computer, but you are playing games." So it's just one of those things where I've learned how to embrace that, and I hope more people embrace that part of themselves too.
Absolutely. And the poll was, do you like video games, sports, and comic book movies? Yes, no, or I like one of the three.
Yes, for me.
So yeah, I like all three, but you know, that I was just trying to see. 50% like all of them. Video games, sports, and comic book movies, which is a high percentage. No, they don't like any of them. 18% of the audience don't like any of them. And then at least 32% like at least one of those three. So there's something for them in that show.
One or maybe two, but not all three.
Yeah. So there's something for them in that show, you know. All right, let's get one more break and then we'll come back and finish off the episode comments. Let's see. What segment am I going to use? Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong folder. That's why.
This is crazy.
All right. Last episode of the week. 3262 Blue Dot Fever. Had 4 comments on the website. Let's get to them.
I found out what that was.
Evie says, politics till we get mad no longer makes me mad. It just makes me sad and depressed. Like, damn, just when you think it can't get worse, it does. And gas is no joke. It's funny how these dump I did this stickers has been on the pumps. I haven't seen any, but I remember seeing Biden I did this sticker when he was in office in my area. And that was when the gas prices were under $3. Now they're basically $5. And dump supporters, she always types dump, in my area have been hella quiet. Fuck everyone who voted for that bastard and the people who sat home and didn't vote. Yeah, and the fact that they're quiet is not enough for me, because I'm like, y'all was outraged at $4. Y'all was outraged at $2.96. Y'all was outraged the second it was Biden, but the second it was Trump, y'all went to silent. And like, I saw MAGA grifters being like, we just need to bear down. This is the cost of being an American. We need to be good patriots.
Kiss my ass.
I think Blue Dot Fever also has a lot to do with the artists. Yes, gas and inflation is to blame for a lot of people tightening their belts, but Beyonce, Kendrick, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion had successful tours within the last year. BTS is currently on tour, and those tickets sold out in hours. I would imagine if Taylor had a tour, tickets would sell out. Yeah, I think we said that on the show. I know I said that multiple times, which is,
be the really
I
big
think what
artists.
is happening is that we are watching the erasure of the middle class touring artists.
Yes.
And that is a sad thing.
It
you should not
is.
have to be Beyonce or else you can't tour. And we're about to live in a reality where if you're not a stadium act or you're not I sell out 100% of the arena person, it's going to be a lot of like, maybe I don't make it, you know?
Yeah, and like you say, and that's the thing. It's gonna be like real big, or it's gonna be like boutique. Because there are some artists that come out like Jill Scott. She only going to certain venues, and a lot of her venues are much, much smaller.
Right.
And so it's like, hey, they're boutique.
And because you couldn't even take a chance, meaning like there would have been a time, I imagine, that she'd be like, actually, I'm going to say Spectrum Center.
Yes.
And if we sell out 50% of the Spectrum Center, cool, but we might sell out 100% of Spectrum Center. But now I would imagine that the tolerance for that kind of risk is much lower.
Right.
And so it's like, let's just go where I know I'm going to sell 100 seats.
Yeah, not trying to fight. It's like, let's go to the Ovens Auditorium.
Right.
Versus the Spectrum Center, which is the seating is much smaller. So it's like either you're going to be boutique or you're going to be major. Like you say, those middling acts, which means as people get older and as they don't put out new songs, most of your artists are those middling acts, and that's how they make their money.
Yeah, and it's also like a lot of mockery of these type of acts on social media. Like people post, look at the Mario concert, nobody was there, and zoom out and be like, no, people, and so it becomes like even like almost like we're ridiculing people when it seems like it's less about the person as an artist. Not that it has nothing to do with it, but like some of it is just the economy and like what people have money and time to do now. But the point is we make the artists hold the L. We don't say, oh man, it's a tough economy. We're like, nope, we don't like you and you corny and don't nobody want to hear your music.
Right.
I think specifically Post Malone and Meghan Trainor catered to a specific fan base and then switched up on them, and now people don't want to waste their money going to see them. I don't know enough about Meghan Trainor to know that. I'll take your word for it. I think some artists just aren't as big as they think they are and probably should play smaller venues. Yeah, I hear you. But once again, I don't know. Because I think, this is how you find out you're not as big. How else would they find out? They have to try to do the tour and then be like, oh, people ain't buying tickets. Uh-oh. I think I've just become a smaller artist. Like, it's not like they start with, like, if they just had went on a stadium tour, why would they not try to repeat it? Like, I'm sure there's a world where Bruno Mars would have found out, like, actually, you can't sell out NFL stadiums anymore. You took too long off and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, you always shoot for the sky, and then I guess you catch the blue dot fever when the sky collapses on you.
Agreed.
Sean says convenience stores are kind of a sign of the economy in Japan due to the pandemic. A lot of them closed, and about half of them became 24-hour gyms. The gym I used to go to used to be a convenience store. Convenience stores were just starting to make a comeback before some racist D-list celebrity with age-related mental infirmity got reelected and started effing up the world economy again. And this was even before the illegal war against Iran. Now we are starting to see convenience stores start closing again. Some title suggestions for your garage/restaurant. Eat here and get gas. A little hacky and slightly off brand. Car and bar. This has a nice beat, but might have issues with mad. Yeah, mothers gets drunk driving. I can't get your car worked on. You get drunk at the restaurant. Here you go. Have a safe driving. Although we would get a lot of repeat customers.
Yes, you would.
Fine dining and fine tuning. Close but needs some refinement. Wrenches and Winches, a medieval style restaurant.
That's
it could work.
hilarious.
Also, could be a good triple threat for your hoes or crabs business. I don't like that one. I like the way you're thinking. Fixing for some good eating. Oh, that's a good one. This one could actually work. I like that he submitted these ideas and then put his own like
His
judgment.
own thought process.
But I will say you were right on every one. So like you had the correct judgment, 100% accuracy. I think that last one was the one. Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you, Sean. Abia says gas prices here got a little down last week, even if it's still on a high level. I mentioned before that I got it. Oh, I didn't even think about y'all. Yeah, gas probably high for everybody.
Yeah, all over the world. Yes.
I'm so fucking American
the
and
bullshit he's doing here
Yeah.
rocked the whole world.
I'm so myopic. I'm like, oh, they raised our gas prices because this motherfucker Trump. But no, he fucked up gas for the world.
Yes, he did, because that strait is so goddamn important that it basically gives gas to most of the world.
I mentioned before I got in the gym when this gas mess there are many currently, began a full electric car and never had to buy gas again, and the timing looks really suspicious. I don't remember I don't know if I understand that sentence. I mentioned before that I got in the week when this mess
I guess they got an electrical vehicle.
Electric car. Oh, you got the car in that. Okay, yes, English is your second language. So yeah, okay, that's what you. So you just happened to get your electric car right before this shit blew up. All right, well, good for you.
Good for you.
Let's see. YouTube, 10 comments. Whoa. Okay.
What was we talking about?
Sheila says, amen, 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 amen. I absolutely agree with your rant. Good show this evening. Have a peaceful evening, Rod and Karen. Damien says, we have done our children such a disservice by not passing on the stories of our struggles and the tribulations overcome by our parents and grandparents. Not knowing our true history has made us open to attack. Some of us even joined the wrong side of the battle. Oh, yes.
Ain't that the truth?
I was just saying this on Twitter today because someone had posted a story of this black activist, Reverend George Lee, who was shot to death on May 7th in 1955 in Belzoni, Mississippi, for urging black Mississippians to vote. He was murdered. And I quote tweeted it because I was right about it at the time, and I'm not ready to let it go. And I think it's actually important that we don't let this go. And so maybe I'm angry and it's bitter and it's coming off that way. I don't care. I said, they didn't die. This is quotes. They didn't die so I would vote. They died so I'd have the choice. And I said, then you read shit like this and realize how asinine that thinking sounds. Because they absolutely died so your black ass didn't just have the right, but to vote. Like he said, go use your vote to get your freedom. This is a tool. And yet there are people spreading misinformation, saying disingenuous, harmful things, using the internet to cause pessimism and to further people's apathy. And they say shit like that all the time. Like, they didn't say that we were going to vote. They did it. They just died so we would have a choice. No. They died because they wanted you. They died with the idea of us
in mind,
in their hearts and their souls,
yes,
as the people that will pass on and protect and uphold the progress and push further.
Yes, they
did. And a lot of us have been letting them down because we're like, it's not perfect. I quit. Going home. Yeah, let me know when y'all get it together. You know, I'm not part of this system, so y'all can't blame me. Like, that's the fucking people. Some of you, not all of us, but some people listening to this ain't the problem. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of thinking that led to us giving leeway to people that are just lying. You're lying. This guy did not die for you to sit your ass at home and not use your voice and your vote. He didn't do that, so that's why.
Agreed, and I'm with you. I will forever be mad. I'm sorry. I will just forever be mad. Because I know I'm not going to get an apology. I know I'm not going to get a my bad. I know you're going to yada, yada, yada pass everything. I know when push come to shove, now that it might be the last free election we ever had, you're going to come out of woodworks and be like, well, damn, Kamala and shit like that. And so, yes, I got the right to be mad because you were loud. Why I got to shut the fuck up? You were loud and wrong and all online and telling everybody they was stupid and it can't get that bad and what the fuck y'all talking about and let them have their way. Y'all said that bullshit. So guess what? You're the same energy you have. I'm gonna get that motherfucker right back to you.
Let's see. Layla says, with Costco still supporting DEI, they might be on the right side of history. Go on and put that Trump I did it sticker on the pump. Isabalu, shout out to our girl. She says, as a North Carolinian that has lived in other states for about 15 years, I'm in favor of PD's anthem. Anytime I say where I'm from, it's the first song anyone sings enthusiastically. Also, I hope your new season tickets are further away from the baby. They are, but like, he could move too. I don't know what he might upgrade. I don't know. So I'm not talking nothing bad about him, and I'm still gonna mind my business. Hopefully I get a better angle of him beating well, actually, I can't get a better angle of him beating the jerseys with the belt. But I'm okay.
He does that at the game.
I'll sacrifice
that view,
the proximity for the safety.
Me too.
Ramsey says, I love when Karen makes Rod laugh. 5 stars. # playing catch up on episodes.
Yay! I do too, because it always catches him off guard.
Brian says, I was just thinking of this as a slow week, but it ended up being some smoke in the city. Shout out to Bernie Mac. Good old fashioned rant about motherfuckers playing around 2016 and 2024. And in general, with that BS, voting does not matter. If you don't do politics, politics will do you. Cherry on top, Karen going off on people who question y'all about living in the South thinking they safe up north. Shaking my damn head. Yeah, all that shit is burning down.
Yeah, that's not trying to fun. That's always been one of my pet peeves. As somebody who I wasn't born here, but I was raised here all my life, and I love it here. It is fucking insulting when people from these other places who don't live here, they don't know how shit works, gonna come here and tell motherfuckers what they're supposed to do.
Now I know the name of this is such, but I wouldn't call myself a not tipper, just more of a tip skeptic. Mr. Pink's rant in Reservoir Dogs about tipping sums up most of my feelings about it. Nuck if you buck. Well, Brian, I know earlier I said that, I know earlier I said that you, we just be joking with you. But Mr. Pink's anti-tipping rant in Reservoir Dogs is legitimately one of the most stupid and insulting things anyone's ever said about tipping.
I haven't seen that movie forever.
Yeah, it's like I'll play the clip for you so y'all can hear it. But as a person that, it's just a person being mean and unempathetic and uncharitable disguised as some sort of counter-revolution, but it's just a cheap piece of shit. But I'll play it for y'all so y'all can hear it.
Come on, throw in a buck.
I don't tip.
I hope YouTube don't take us off.
Right.
No, I don't believe in it.
You don't believe in tipping?
Do you know what these chicks make? They make shit. Don't give me that. She don't make enough money, she can quit.
I don't even know a fucking Jew would have the balls to say that. Let me just get this straight. You don't ever tip, huh?
I don't tip because society says I have to. All right, I mean, I'll tip if somebody really deserves a tip. If they really put forth the effort, I'll give them something extra. But, I mean, it's tipping automatically. It's for the birds. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're just doing their job. Hey, this girl was nice. She was okay. I mean, she wasn't anything special.
What's special? Take you in the back and suck your dick?
I'd go over 12% for that.
Look, I ordered coffee, right? Now, we've been here a long fucking time. She's only filled my cup 3 times. I mean, when I order coffee, I want it filled 6 times.
6 times? Well, what if she's too fucking busy?
Words too fucking busy shouldn't be in a waitress's vocabulary.
Excuse me, Mr. Pink, but the last fucking thing you need is another cup of coffee.
This is, I remind you, this scene is written by the man who wrote Dead Nigger Storage. I say all that to say, that is asinine because what it really exposes the ignorance of people who don't understand how waiters are paid and how tipping works. So the real solution and the real anti-tipping point, because I'm also anti-tipping, but I'm anti-tipping in that if we would pay people a living wage to do the job,
And just get rid of tipping.
we could get rid of tipping altogether.
Right.
I'm against tipping because I don't think people should go to work on a promise of a variable that is affected by things such as racism, sexism, homophobia, and whatnot. You should not walk into your job and not know you're leaving with a certain amount of money.
Right.
And in a lot of states in America, it is absolutely legal to pay you below the minimum wage with the expectation that tips will cover that minimum wage.
Right.
Meaning, if the minimum wage in your state is $7.50, they still allow Waffle House to pay you $2.15 and go, well, people will tip them at least $5 within the hour. But if everybody walked in with the attitude of Mr. Pink, then it just creates a subservient class of people who are never compensated for the work that they do, work that is very hard, very demanding, work I've done myself, work that Karen has done herself, work that many of you would not trade yourself to do.
No.
People that go to work and expect to be respected and expect to be compensated, and then become a cog in the system, a crab in the barrel, a person that pulls somebody else's worth down, because it really reveals the soul of the person when they show how uncharitable they are to the people they expect to serve them. That says a lot about the inside of you. And I look, you may have written this to be funny and I'm killing your joke, but when I heard this thing the first time in Reservoir Dogs, I was like, this guy's just an asshole and I can't wait for him to die. So like, there is no defense of not tipping just because society can't make me do this. Society tells you to do a lot of shit that you just fucking do. But here's you with a little bit of power over another individual in the world. That's all it is. Being a person that has a waiter waiting on them, it reveals that you just got, what do you do with a little bit of power? It ain't real power. It's not a lot of power, but just a little bit of power. The ability to fuck somebody that did everything they were supposed to do under the expectation that you would just fairly compensate them. 20% of what the fuck your bill was. That's it. That ain't much. Like, you order what you order, it ain't much. But the fact that you would get so petty over a couple of dollars, over, you spend $50 and you go, I ain't giving them 10 because fuck it, I don't believe in that. That makes, to me, now you may be joking, I don't know, but to me, it reveals you're a terrible person. I would never hang out with you if you did this. If you were eating lunch with me and you pulled this shit, that will be the last fucking time we sit at a table together. I mean that from the bottom of my soul. This ain't personal to you, Brian, but if anyone here listening is taking it personal, I hope you take it personal and understand I mean this the same way I mean I wouldn't sit at a table with a racist. I think it is that revealing of your character. This is not, they came over to my table and they said something racist, or they did something, or they refused to serve me, or they, like, this
That's
is not
different.
This is a man just going, yeah, she did a good job, but fuck it. She didn't do an outstanding job, whatever that means. And the scene is laying it out that this guy is the asshole. It is weird that there's anyone who walked away from this scene like that dude was spitting. It just shows a very privileged existence where you have not really had to be dependent on someone to be fucking decent.
Yes, depending
for
on,
your
depending on the public
compensation.
is something else. The public is ass.
Right. And then we wonder why businesses do this shit to us that did get the college degrees and you did do the right shit. You wonder why they fucking you. Why they doing every day. They making you struggle for a 3% raise every year that doesn't even keep up with the cost of living increase. Were they making you fill out that fucking sheet just so they could tell you, nah, we don't really think you did go above and beyond.
Right.
Like that kind of shit is why it trickles down. And I feel like it's a very Republican mind state. I think the reason that they can cut SNAP benefits is because of thinking like Mr. Pink. And I will never, ever make space for that on this show or in my life. So fuck Mr. Pink and fuck that bullshit he was talking about. I really, truly do despise that speech. But back to the comments. Synchrofly says, or maybe it's Sync or Fly, I don't know. They say politics till we get mad. You need to temporarily change the name of the segment to politics till we get up and do something. Rod and Karen, your comments echo my concerns for the future of our political landscape. I live in California and I received my ballot in the mail earlier this week. My concern is that the Democratic pool of candidates will dilute the vote, paving the way for a Republican governor. And at this point, I'm planning to cast my vote for Becerra because of his decades of work within the state and his track record of fighting the Trump administration. I'm still digging into his background though, and unless I find something jacked up about him, he's probably going to be my choice. On the other point about our elder leaders in the next generation not exactly meeting the moment, I agree that it's become clear that a lot of us in our generation, I'm pretty sure I'm around your age group, have been complacent and we haven't done enough work to grab the baton. I voted consistently since graduating high school. I'm now retired from the military and I work for the government, and I wonder if I should be doing more, like running for a local office or something, but to be honest, I doubt I have the skill set. Sorry for rambling, but your comments have forced me to reflect deeply, which is why I love this podcast. Thanks. By the way, when Rod cursed under his breath right before playing the segment theme music at the 26 minute mark had me laughing my ass off.
My thing is this. Everybody has a role to play. I really do feel like this. And the role to play for some people is just a flat vote. Mm-hmm. The role to play for some people is vote and do something financially. For some people, their role is to get out in the streets. For some people, they march and protest. For some people, their role is to run for office. Like, we're all not built the same. Like, we're just not. And so the bare minimum, like the most basic shit you can do is vote. You know, I've even come to the fact where a lot of my family members, when they don't vote, I don't even talk to them about politics, because as far as you're concerned, whatever happens, happens. I don't want to hear your complaint. What are you complaining about? You didn't put in on it.
I agree. I think if you're considering it, then consider it. Like if you feel like you can do more and there's something that's compelling you to do it, I don't think you should fight against that. So, but if you don't really feel like you have the skill set for it, that makes sense too. Like,
right.
But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you can do that's not even running for office that's still helpful.
It could be volunteering. It could be working the polls. Like it's a lot of various different things that you can do with your time. FAGAER, whatever, the bunch of numbers says no love for Rhapsody. I don't even know what that means. If you mean Rhapsody the rapper, I like Rhapsody the rapper and I listen to her music. I don't know why you would go with no love. Feels like an inflammatory way of framing that. Yeah. I know I named some women rappers or something, but I don't, maybe that's what I did, but I never left anyone off on purpose. So let's not come in with the kind of not on purpose.
Let's not come in with the like pitting me against Rhapsody, because I fuck with Rhapsody. So I'll just move on to that. But I like Rhapsody too. I like a lot of women rappers, but I'm assuming that's what you were talking about because I need more context. Mm-hmm. Gina says, I kind of agree with Karen. Nowhere is safe. Here in South Carolina, they are considering redrawing the districts so they can have all of them. I never wanted to hear voting isn't important to both sides ever again, but it feels especially injurious now.
Ever again.
Rochelle says, I live in Southern California. There's a gas station near my house that has an oil change, car wash, and Mexican restaurant. The food is good. Nice.
Ooh.
They doing it right. I bet both things in business doing well.
Yeah, I bet you people come just for the oil change, people come just for the food.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. No comments on Spotify. And one comment on Patreon. Chrissy says, y'all hit the nail on the head. I grew up in California and currently live in Chicago. Both Illinois and California are blue because of a few counties and cities, while the rest of the state is red.
Right.
I saw an article that Republicans in Illinois are trying to set something up since the VRA ruling. Before our current governor, we had a Republican governor, or maybe VRA ruling. I think you might have meant Virginia ruling.
Voters
the VA.
Act.
Huh?
Voters' Rights Act.
Oh, yes. Okay, my bad. VRA, I'm thinking of the veterans. You're right. My bad. Voting Rights Act. I didn't realize the acronym. Sorry. You're right. Before our current governor, we had a Republican governor. It can easily happen again if people sit back and don't continue to fight. Similar to California, people forget about Arnold Schwarzenegger years. Yes, and like, it's not just Arnold Schwarzenegger too. Like, Virginia, the place everyone's patting on the back right now, they typically swing back and forth from blue to red.
Yes, they do.
If and when they get a red governor in or whatever, like in the state, these motherfuckers will switch everything back. People need to stay vigilant, and they aren't. The poll: a garage / restaurant. I like to try it, or no, thank you.
I like to try it.
41% is with me and Karen. They would like to see it. Shout out to Monique in Chicago. And it seems like about 58% of y'all say no, thank you. And I really think y'all won't admit it, but in y'all's mind, y'all think that the people that change the oil will be also cleaning the fish. And it's just not what's going to happen.
It's going to be too. They
won't be sharing a kitchen and a garage.
No, they will not be.
But okay, y'all don't want to. All right. To some of y'all, that's why we can't have nice things. And we didn't get any voicemails. We got one that was, I think, somebody reaching out to me from the Karen Hunter show.
Okay,
just separate thing.
Yeah.
And we got one email. I'm not going to take a break. I'm just going to finish it off and we can wrap this show up.
Okay.
So Les says, "Hi, Rod and Karen. I hope you're doing well. I'm playing catch up with my episodes right now. I wanted to ask, what are you thinking about the mayor of your city resigning?" Well, normally we talk about that stuff on the pregame behind the paywall. We do our local politics and local news. And, you know, with Vi Lyles, it's been a kind of complicated relationship because...
Yes, it has.
Well, it's been complicated for me because she was the one who brought the RNC here.
And people were pissed
Republican
about
National
that.
Convention.
People was like, "Why, bitch?"
And I know she lives in a world where, you know, when Republicans get elected, you hope that they don't put your city on the fucking firing squad. But it didn't help. I mean, they sent ICE here anyway.
Yes,
they don't give a fuck that she did that.
Yes, they did.
So I've always kind of had I don't dislike her. I also think it's a thankless job being the black mayor of a black city. I just don't know anybody that likes theirs. And if they do like them, they don't like them long. It's just... it don't take long before people are like, fuck this. It's kind of like being a commissioner in the NBA. It's the thankless job. You trying to do something to help a league that has a racial reputation and you can't really acknowledge the racism, and at the same time, anything that happens bad because of it, it's your fault. So at any rate, I feel like there needs to be more to that story. It's way too early. It's a surprise shock step down. It comes 6 months after we just voted to reelect her.
Right.
So I don't know why she ran for reelection. If not, the only thing I can think of is she knew she was stepping down, and she just knew that she was the only one that could win that election with that much time left. And so why throw a curveball and end up having us get a Republican mayor because she was like, actually, I'm stepping down and I won't be running again. Because I think our mayor is every 2 years or something. So it could be that. And then the other thing is there's some looming scandal that we're not aware of, and we're just
getting ready to
however many days away from. And did you know this thing happened and that's why she's really stepping down? So I don't have a lot of thoughts because I don't have a lot of information yet.
No, we will see, because I agree with Roger for the fact that it was out of nowhere, it was out of the blue. So it's like, hey, people just don't resign like that unless something's about to pop off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
She could be like, I'm sick. There's a lot of shit could be happening. I just don't know. And I'm not going to jump to any conclusions before we find more information.
Right.
I may have missed it. Sorry. I wanted to weigh in on the period we find ourselves in the nadir part of the third Reconstruction. What I think I have yet to hear in this framing, what does it really say about the majority that remains if all the black and brown people are now disenfranchised from being able to vote? Why does that automatically mean that we are in a national autocracy? Why does that mean only white men have rights? Why does it mean war, struggle, scarcity, and harm? Is that something about the truth? Is there something about the truth of what that means for some people that some people can't discuss? Oh, absolutely. Yes. I've long come to, resignation, acceptance. I don't care how beautiful and brilliant a black person is. If they have certain aspirations in this country, a third rail topic is talking about race just out loud and unrepentantly. You have to finesse that shit through there.
Yes.
And
you have to speak a certain way.
Over the years, I've realized that the finesse of it is the compromise, and that is the point. And we can't have progress in a real finessed way. Meaning we talk harsher about individual situations. Like, there are people with more smoke for like Jay-Z or Obama than Trump.
Yes, sir.
Because there's a certain resignation to like, yeah, but people do fuck with Trump on a level that is, I don't even want to engage with the backlash of it or try to walk into that muck and mire and try to change any hearts and minds. So I'm going to stick to making most of my criticisms about people that may even have good intentions but just bad execution, or they're good most of the time but they did have a few fuck ups. I'm gonna just stick over here because there actually is no penalty for that. There's actually nothing but upliftment for the most part for people that do that. We are now starting to come around to, because of the anger, and we'll see, it might pass, but because of the anger about Trump and the VRA or the Voting Rights Act, you're now starting to see people spin the block on folks. But to a certain extent, a lot of those folks got to live for a long period of time, and they really only catch hell when shit like this happens, and who knows how long that'll last. Like, right. I think those, I was vocal at the time that I thought those people were making mistakes, and I'd say it to their faces. I'm not saying they're enemies or bad guys or people I wouldn't have on a program, but like, as they were, I feel like if they was my friend and they called me and said, Rod, I'm about to do this, I'd be like, I wouldn't do that, and here's why. And some of them, what the worst part for a lot of them is they kind of came around. Like, especially those who care about black people. Right. They came around because they saw what black people were saying. And I'm going to be honest, y'all, in majority, when it comes to politics in America, black people are pretty much never wrong. Pretty much never. If you just follow the tent pole of whatever black people are on politically, I'm going to just roll with that, you will pretty much always be right in America.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things that changed my mind about the internet, and I know the reality that the internet was full of bullshit, was we was at your parents' house and we was talking about we wouldn't even in the it
was the primary for the Democrats in North Carolina. It was time to vote.
Yes, and Biden was not on my list. I had Elizabeth Warren or somebody like that. Your mama they looked at us and say Biden, and they just kept it pushing.
Yeah, and they were right.
Right.
So and they don't be on social media, so there was no reason for them to think they were wrong, and they were always right about it.
Right.
But the point is, like, there is a trade-off to be on CNN where you can't say, but there's certain shit you just can't say, and even if you were inclined to be the type of person that says it, they don't hire that person. Like you understand the rules that your employment is attached to this. So if you decide to go on CNN and talk politics, you will be doing it against that Scott, whatever his name is, Scott Jennings. You'll be doing it against a guy who's overtly racially antagonistic and has been vulgar and inflammatory. That is the cost of admission to go speak your truth, and your truth better not be too true, because at the end of the day,
you won't be on long.
At the end of the day, the unspoken word is y'all playing a game.
Right.
This ain't real life. This isn't, you're not supposed to put real emotion into it. Y'all are playing a game. It's the unspoken rules of basketball. It's the, hey man, you're not really supposed to want to fight somebody for real. Like in basketball, you can actually get in a fight on the court and people kind of understand, like, yeah, that could happen. But if you were to find Isaiah Stewart in a strip club in Toledo, Ohio in August, and Moussa Diabate ran in there and just started beating his ass, we would be like, Moussa Diabate is a crazy person and cannot be allowed in this league anymore.
All right.
Because the price of admission is this is a game. And even when it looks like y'all are fighting, that's part of it too. We have rules for that. Here's timeout, suspension, fines. But
because you're in the parameters of the game. Yes.
And so politics in our culture has taken such a place of content and content and entertainment that there's some unspoken rules. So you can't get up and punch Scott Jennison's motherfucking face for calling you some racially,
you cannot.
whatever, like some racial insult or implying something. You aren't allowed to do that. But if I was at Lowe's and Scott Jennings did that, I'm allowed to punch him in his motherfucking face. I might not even go to jail. Like, I might not even get in trouble for it, because they'd be like, yeah, well, he was out of pocket. So I say all that to say, no, that type of truth cannot exist in those spaces. And a lot of times it's only when black people truly have to venture out into the territory me and Karen occupy already. Independent media, where we control it. We are only beholden to ourselves and our fans. And ourselves first, for the record, and our fans second. That is one of the only spaces where you do have a level of like truth. And it doesn't mean that it's better or worse, because there's a lot of people over here doing horrible shit.
Yeah, they are.
Because there's also no checks and balances. There's no oversight. So some people are using this space to be unaccountable and to be worse. But I'm saying, like, to be a James Baldwin type of nigga, you not gonna be able to do that in front of everybody.
No, you're not.
And it's sad, because that's the realization I had after 2024, and nothing has changed my mind about it yet. And I don't have any lack of respect for the people that are in these mainstream spaces, but I have a lot of lack of respect for the mainstream space, because it does not allow for a truthful conversation that will change anything. It's like, oh, we had a conversation. Let's pat ourselves on the back. Round table, me against 37 conservatives. Oh, what a good time. Yeah. And then we just move on. And you know what? 37 conservatives are still 37 conservatives. And nothing changed.
Right. They love that. We had a conversation. Bitch, don't give a fuck about your conversation. What were the results of the conversation? If nothing changed, don't waste my goddamn time with your
The results were the views, the clicks, the likes, the shares. That's the results.
You don't give a fuck about none of that.
What does it mean that it seems that only those who are marginalized in society, black, brown, Asian, indigenous, queer, etc., seem to really believe in fairness, equality, human dignity? Is that true? What else has also been true? Yeah, these are a lot open-ended questions, but I feel you. I mean, I just feel like this is the show where we already arrived at these conclusions. I think we're in it by ourselves for the most part. And I think there's still a lot of good people. There's a lot of good white people out there, but they're not the majority.
No, they're not.
And they don't have all the power and the money and shit. So, they just good people that's dealing with it with us. And I think what's becoming a very overtly obvious to some of y'all now, because it can't be avoided. I've suspected it for years, but now I think it's laid bare. A lot of the white people that would call themselves good, because most of us would pass a lie detector. Are you a good person? We say yes. But most of the white people that consider themselves good politically and ally are having conversations about which parts of us to cut off so that the Democratic Party can still exist, even if it is in name only and not going to produce any positive results for people. So that's what we're witnessing, and people don't understand that this struggle that is happening now in 2026, before you get to 2027, 2028, this struggle is actually for the soul of the Democratic Party and our country. And there's a lot of people, black people included, radical black people, who are still miscalculating, because they won't say it out loud, but in their soul to soul, heart to hearts, they still believe there's some decency that will prevail, and that everyone's going to come back to the table and go, actually, we're going to be our most progressive selves, our most inclusive selves. We searched our souls, and we're going to just follow the most radical blueprint we can. And they are still holding out hope for that shit, and it's not going to happen. Nope. And sans that, they have no plan. They also have no plan to make that happen, by the way.
Right.
They just suspect this is the only way.
They wishing and hoping when you dealing with people that don't have shame.
And it has led to us having Ezra Klein consider himself a fixer of the Democrat Party, and his fix is get rid of the trans shit, get rid of the DEI, get rid of the identity politics, get rid of the black people, get rid of the women, get rid of anyone who's not a white man politician, get rid of them, and I fixed the Democratic Party. And what is the platform? The platform is whiteness, but we're not calling them N-words. You know what I mean? That's basically it. So yeah, but that's what happens when the people that look up to Charlie Kirk are the people that you think are they think that they're good people and part of the coalition, to which I say, ain't no coalition.
Not if you look up to that man. Nope.
The truth is, it ain't no coalition. Nobody that looks up to Charlie Kirk is going to be a person that I think has any solution to fixing things in America that I would be on board with.
Agreed.
If you can't say that man was wrong and a racist and we should not look up to him, if you like gotta respect the game, no, then I don't have to respect you. And like in that famous Toni Morrison interview with Charlie Rose, when she said, I'm only taking a part of it. If you don't have that white supremacy, who are you? Are you any good? Do you like yourself, etc.? While it's very infuriating on so many levels right now, I keep coming back to those questions. Anyway, looking forward to you and Karen's take on where we are. Thanks, Celeste. I mean, I feel like we're always giving our take on where we are, but yeah, I don't have anything. I feel like we already say that, and you kind of wrote in just to like vent, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a space for that sometimes. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll be back. I'm going to AI in a commercial or two because I only took 2 breaks, and I'll have to throw something in here in the last third of the thing so we can still make some money. But don't forget, Patreon sale is happening
till May 15th.
And don't forget, BomaniJonesLive.com. Get your tickets, code TBGWT. You can get in $10 cheaper. And we'd love to see you there. There's also a meet and greet. I don't know if the $10 comes out the meet and greet price.
I don't think it does.
But that comes with 2 drinks and you meet Bomani Jones and we'll be there too. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's it. We'll see how many episodes we do this week because, you know, when we travel to do a show, sometimes it's like, let's slow down on the episode so we have some shit to talk about Friday. And I feel like that's about it. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everyone. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.